Hello everyone. We are going to discuss human rights and health. The right to the highest attainable standard of health implies a clear set of legal obligations on states to ensure appropriate conditions for the enjoyment of health for all people without discrimination. The right to health, as with other rights, includes both freedoms and entitlements. Freedom includes the right to control one's health and body, example, sexual and reproductive rights, and to be free from any interference, example, free from any torture and non-consensual medical treatment and any experimentation. Entitlements include the right to a system of health protection that gives everyone an equal opportunity to enjoy the highest attainable level of health. Now, the core principles of human rights, any human right, including the health. The principles are accountability. States and other duty barriers, they are answerable for the observance of human rights. Second principle is equality and non-discrimination. To guarantee that human rights are exercised without discrimination of any kind based on race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, birth or other status such as disability, age, marital status, family status, sexual orientation and gender identity, health status, place of residence and socio-economic situation. Participation, it is another core principle of human right, requires ensuring that all concerned stakeholders, including non-state actors who have ownership and control over development processes in all phases of the programming cycle. So participation is very much important to accountability as it provides checks and balances which do not allow unitary leadership to exercise power in an arbitrary manner. Now coming to core elements to right to health. They are progressive realization using maximum available resources. Progressive realization requires that governments take immediate steps within their means towards the fulfillment of these rights. Regardless of resource capacity, the elimination of discrimination and improvements in the legal and juridical systems must be acted upon with immediate effect. So the core element first is progressive realization using maximum available resources, so that government take immediate steps towards the fulfillment of right to health. Another element is non-retrogression. States should not allow the existing protection of economic, social and cultural rights to deteriorate unless there are strong justifications for a retrogressive measure. For example, introducing school fees in secondary education, which had formerly been free of charge, would constitute a deliberate retrogressive measure. So for this retrogressive measure, the government has to justify. Coming to core components of right to health. The right to health under Article 12 was defined in General Comment 14 of the Committee on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, a committee of independent experts responsible for overseeing adherence to the Covenant. So right to health, it includes following core components. Number one is availability. Availability refers to the need for a sufficient quantity of functioning public health and healthcare facilities, goods and the services, as well as programs for all. The sufficient quantity of healthcare facilities, goods and services for all. It can be measured through the analysis of disaggregated data to different and multiple stratifiers, including by age, sex, location, and socio-economic status, and qualitative survey to understand coverage gaps and health workforce coverage. The second core component is accessibility. Accessibility requires that health facilities, goods, and services must be accessible to everyone. It has four overlapping dimensions: non-discrimination, physical accessibility, economical accessibility, that is affordability, and information accessibility. Assessing the accessibility may require analysis of barriers like physical, financial, or otherwise that exist and how they may affect the most vulnerable, and call for the establishment or application of clear norms and standards in both law and policy to address these barriers, as well as robust monitoring system of health related information and whether this information is reaching all populations. After accessibility, acceptability is an important core component. It is related to respect for medical ethics, cultural appropriate, and sensitivity to gender. It requires that health facilities, goods, services, and programs, they are people-centered and cater for the specific needs of diverse population groups and in accordance with international standards of medical ethics for confidentiality and informed consent. The last component is quality. Facilities, goods, and services that we are providing must be scientifically and medically approved. The quality is a key component of universal health coverage and includes the experience as well as the perception of healthcare. The quality health services should be safe, that is, avoiding injuries to people for whom the care is intended. It should be effective, providing evidence-based healthcare services to those who need them. The quality health services should be people-centered, providing care that respond to individual preferences, needs, and values. The service, it should reduce the waiting times and sometimes reduce the harmful delays. The quality should be equitable, providing care that does not vary in quality on account of gender, ethnicity, geographic location, and socioeconomic status. It should be integrated, providing care that makes available the full range of health services throughout the life course. And lastly, it should be efficient, that is, maximizing the benefit of available resources and avoiding waste. Thank you.